Hi there, Diecast fans. What we have here is another less interesting diecast model, in my opinion. It's an Audi A3 Sportback in 1:24 scale from Welly. Now, I think this is based on the second generation A3, and it's a Sportback. It looks like a hatchback, but according to Audi, it's got a longer cargo area right there compared to the other three doors that they sold. So that's a bit interesting at the same time that they call this a sportback. It looks like a crossover at the same time, looks like a station wagon. Maybe that's what they're trying to attempt right here. So to tell you the truth, I'm not really interested on purchasing this diecast model. I was just browsing around the store looking for something interesting on the shelves. Then a store merchandiser approached me and said, "Hey, we got a Welly 1:24 scale in a well-detailed diecast model. Maybe you're interested. It's got an acrylic glass like right here, and this base, which is really exclusive compared to any other 1:24 diecast model." So after a bit of sales talk, a minute or two, I got myself an Audi A3 Sportback diecast model. In short saying, I was just a victim of the sales talk in a local toy store. That's why I got this, and I paid around, let's say, $11 back in 2009. That's a bit high for a 1:24 scale, which makes a low-end versions or a budget model. And for me, it's not a bad diecast. It's got some well-detailed features on it, but I think it's not that exclusive. So let's examine and let's take a peek on how Welly outdone themselves calling this an exclusive model. So anyway, we're gonna begin on the front, and by the way, they gave this also a prying tool since this is an exclusive model. Ooh. And you need this thing to open the door since there's gonna be some close gaps on the doors, which is hard to pry using your fingernails. Anyway, starting on the front. So we try to examine right here. I hope the camera focuses. There you go. A chrome grille with the traditional big trapezoid grille from Audi back in year 2000. So that's quite familiar for them. There's nothing to see on the grille. This is just a texturized plastic with a big Audi A3 Sportback right there. How snazzy. So you can see there's fog lights. There's also a grill, but there's nothing to see there. There's a peg on the headlight, if you can see there. But the headlight lens is texturized, so it looks realistic, except for the peg. Just pretend I think that's a projector lamp or something in black. That's really something. The bumpers and accessories that they put onto this, which is integrated to the entire diecast shell, is quite really nice, in my opinion. So you could see there, and using the prying tool, we lift the hood and reveal the 3.2 liter V6 engine. It really does feel like an exclusive ones because they painted the fluid reserves in white with that blue caps right there. So you could feel that it's a bit exclusive. It's a bit well detailed with some red stripes right there, red paints on the intake manifold, I think. And of course, since this is a modern car, there's gonna be some black plastics on it. Yes, this is just a big plastic slab, but they use around four shades of colors, just to detail this thing. And yes, let's not forget the right there on the hood, there's a plastic insulation right there. I think there you go. It's hard to see, but it's there, so that's an additional things that you can hardly notice on this diecast model. Now for the wheels and tires of this diecast model, as you can see there, the wheels are well proportioned to the entire diecast itself, 4 sets of them. They do really look good. Even though they call this a premium model, they didn't include any disc brakes right there back in 2009. So maybe that's still a cost-cutting method from them. Yeah, you could see there a gray center cap right there with the Audi logo on it. So reviewing on the side profile of this diecast model, you can see there it should be a light indicator, but it's colored in silver, or it's integrated to the entire body shell, so that's not realistic at all. This is the time when Welly is still developing to improve their gaps for the doors right there. Since this is still made by a budget model manufacturer, this is quite a nice thing that they try to improve, because I got a modern Wellies today and they really improve well on this kind of things. So going to the rear wheels right here, the same treatment as goes from the front. So you could see there, no, you cannot open the rear door, only the front left and right door can be opened into this diecast model. Of course, we didn't forget the rear part of this diecast model. So you could see here the entire rear portion of the diecast model, but sadly you cannot open the rear hatch. Boo-hoo. Oh well, you cannot get all those things, even though this is they call a premium diecast model. Anyway, the tail lamps looks good with a peg on it right there. Just pretend it's part of the entire tail lamp assembly. And the painted third brake light, which is not premium at all. So you can see there the Audi A3 Sportback and some exhaust tip right there. So it's a typical Audi A3 that you casually see on the roads if you've seen one. So don't expect too much detail from Welly. Now going to the interior, and time to use this prying tool right here. So we open the door right there, and we use this, and like a typical car that you usually open it on the door latch. So there you go. As instructed, I have to pull this since this is a dog leg hinge right there, and I need to turn on the lights. And we're back. We got lights already on the camera itself. So by means of premium, they call this, they really did add some extra features on it. Yes, like for example, the sticker on the dashboard pinnacle, right? The speedometer and the tachometer, RPM, whatever. So you can see there, they also painted the center console right there on the gear lever. So we'll try to zoom in right there. Good. So you could also see a early 2000s GPS infotainment system with buttons on it. So that's kind of interesting. Even the aircon louvers have some chrome trims on it, which is painted in silver. But it's really nice to see those things. I don't think that they also painted the lower center console there, right there on the infotainment system. You could see there 3 pedals colored in gray mostly. They call this the German gray. If you're familiar with assembling with plastic models, that's the common thing that they mention what type of color this. It's called the German gray. So going also on the side panels, on the door cards, it's painted on silver, some part of it, the power windows, the inner door latch or the power locks, I think. And right there on the speaker, it's got I think a gray color for that, a silver trim painted in silver. So going to the right side, so we try to pry open again like a traditional car. There we go. I haven't opened this for a very long time, so it's going to be a bit tricky at the same time, but it still can be opened. So you could see that the glove box with some silver trims on it, I think, silver accents. So you could see there, let's see what they're trying to navigate right there. Ooh, what's that? I really have no idea. Maybe it's a map or something. You can see there the hazard light button colored in red. So those little things that they tried to illustrate or to indicate. So what's underneath this diecast model for those viewers who are a bit curious? Yes, like I said before, it's not premium. It's just a big plastic slab. Except for the resonator or the muffler or the silencer down there. So, my verdict for the quality and the detailing of this diecast model. Well, it's a bit premium because of the detailing for the engine bay on the interior also. And since I owned this back in 2009, more than a decade, this diecast model is more than a decade, it really holds well in terms of quality and build finish. Well, a bit, since the paint has already some spots or paint rash on it, but that's quite forgivable and understandable since the age of the diecast. Even the high-end models which you paid so much had some paint rashes on it, so that's quite an issue for the diecast models. But then again, that's the only issue that I can find on this 1:24 scale. So, diecast fans, thank you for watching, and I hope this video entertains you and informs you that Audi A3 Sportback in 1:24 scale does exist, made by Welly. And have a nice day.